Yeah, in 1951, he ran for state senator of Kentucky and lost. That was him there when he was running. I just want to show you how much my grandfather looks just like him in that photo. But yes, he ran for state senator in 1951. He lost. He was a Republican when he was running for office. And this is the most political my page probably is ever going to get because I don't like getting into politics anymore. I need to address something because I came across HistoryNewsNetwork.org article 183515. And they're talking about the infamous George Wallace running for president as an independent, formerly a Democrat, and he needed a celebrity as a running mate, and he considered Colonel Sanders. This article quotes Colonel Sanders as being one of his contributors to his campaign. I have done a lot of research. Now, if somebody has factual evidence that my uncle contributed to George Wallace's presidential campaign, please show me the factual evidence because I have not found anything that suggests that he was. I don't even see any statements about him talking about how much he loved George Wallace. Your comment has nothing to do about that, but we're going to cover the whole rumor thing. George Wallace was looking for a Southern celebrity, a Southern gentleman celebrity to have on his campaign on the voting ballot. He considered Uncle Harley, who declined. Uncle Harley was a Republican at the time. Wallace was a Democrat and then later turned to run as independent. Wallace was strongly known for his support in segregation. My uncle was not a racist. Maddie Jones, a civil rights activist who resides in Louisville, Kentucky, I think she's still around. There's a video on here of her talking very highly of Uncle Harley. I cannot wrap my mind around the fact that she talked highly of him and yet people say he was a racist. I have not found anything that says he supported Wallace's campaign. This article says Kentucky Fried Chicken denied him the opportunity to run for office as the vice president for George Wallace. And the other stories say that Colonel Sanders simply said no to George Wallace. You go on to read this article. It says Sanders' candidacy was unlikely for a couple of reasons. First of all, he was 78 years old, and if Joe Biden is old at 79 in 2022, the colonel was really old in 1968. This is a recent article. This article was written recently to stir up some drama. And they go on to insult Joe Biden. And then they go into how my uncle has enjoyed a bit of resurrection in the last decade as 18 different actors have played my uncle. I don't know why people bother writing these articles without doing research. And even after Googling it, I can't find anything that actually shows evidence of Uncle Harley being a hard contributor or any kind of contributor to Wallace's campaign. The only thing I could find is George Wallace considered Colonel Sanders to be the vice president in his running campaign for president in 1968. However, there's a lot of people that are quoted saying that he was a big financial contributor to George Wallace's campaign, and I see no evidence of that. I don't even see George Wallace saying it. I just see George Wallace acknowledging that Colonel Sanders was a very famous man associated with Southern hospitality, and he needed Southern votes, and he figured that if you get Colonel Sanders on the ballot, that he would win presidency. He didn't get Colonel Sanders on the ballot, and he lost. But yeah, he ran for state senator of Kentucky in 1951 and lost. And had he won in 1951, we would not have Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, his recipe existed by then, yes. The Sanders Court and Cafe existed by then, yes. The one in the 1940s that was closed down due to World War II in Asheville, North Carolina, still stands today, but it was shut down, long before he ran for state senator. But he wasn't sure whether Kentucky Fried Chicken would take off or not. He didn't even have the name for it until 1952. And he was trying to figure out ways that he could excel in a career that, otherwise he's been failing in every other career in his life except for running the motel and station. And going through all this stuff, I'm finding a forum online of alternate realities. Like, here's one. If the KFC founder Harlan Sanders actually became the vice president with George Wallace, and that was posted April 4th of 2022. Why do people waste your time with this crap?